Well, I think my initial goal was lose this weight and then keep it off. So I really had no other goals other than that. Just wanted to be able to maintain a healthy weight for me. And you know, now I've been able to do things like a half marathon, which I didn't think that I was physically, I didn't think I had the stamina to do it. I didn't think that my knees would support such a long distance run, and you know, I was able to complete that in April. Doing things like mud runs and rebel races, something that I've been interested in, but just again felt really intimidating, didn't think I would be able to finish, and so you put me on to my very first mud run, which now I'm like all about it and signing up for future ones, which is really exciting. And you know, my goal is, of course, to maintain the weight that I am and to continue to develop definition. But eventually I would like, you know, even by the end of this year, to be able to compete in some sort of strength competition, strongman or something similar. You know, I continue to find different outlets in terms of activities for working out. So, you know, I do have this this regular schedule that I have with you, and we switch it up really often, so I never know what to expect, which I think is really great. But then I also try to find some outdoor kind of other curriculum activities that kind of keep me going. And I think also in talking to other people about what you do, you become inspiring for others, which keeps you motivated to do more. Does that make sense? Like you know, people are really interested in what you're doing and feel, you know what, I need to get back into the gym, or I need to start to spend some time for myself. And so I become, or I try to become, more motivating in that aspect for other people. So then it kind of keeps me motivated to continue, so that I then don't become the person that says, oh, well, I haven't actually worked out in like 2 months. You know, it just kind of keeps me going. I think the very first step is just make the appointment and interact. I think that's the hardest thing. Once you're in here and you build a relationship, I think it's a lot easier to say, okay, you know what, I can do this. This feels really right. We sometimes have all these other ideas about what we think the experience is going to be like before you even come inside. So I think the very first step is come in and then be able to express what the concerns are. Financial stress is a big one, so you've got to figure out whether this is something that you can do. And if not, try to find another outlet to get you started. And you know, I know for me, sometimes you just got to rearrange things, right? I've got to rearrange my schedule. I've got to rearrange my work habits, you know, and my sleeping habits, I mean, to make sure that I can get here in the morning, that I have enough energy in the evening for my workouts. And you know, maybe I've got to spend less money at Starbucks every day, spending $6 on coffee to, you know, get me here in the gym. So, you know, you've got to figure out what's important to you. But if you're not self-motivated, then it's not going to work, because then you're going to blame other people for why you're not being able to get the results that you want. But I think the very, very first step is just make the appointment and come in. And then you decide from there what you can do. I'm very happy with the results that I'm getting right now, but I do think there's just this whole like emotional, mental challenge that I have that I won't ever be satisfied with. So I don't know how far I'm going to let it go. I think being able to compete will probably be a whole nother area for me that I haven't explored yet. So I think there's a lot more to come for me.